Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And today's topic, I want to talk about knife maintenance. And if you're watching my channel, chances are that you like knives and you got to do some maintenance on them regularly if you like your knife functioning properly. And I want to talk about the tools that I use, and I got this idea from Zelrick's channel and Knife Girl Alley's channel. And Knife Girl Alley asked to see what I use. So I know I always like to see other people's stuff. Sometimes I learn some new things on how to do things. So I'm going to show you the basic tools I use every day, and I'm just going to warn you right now, I'm a little OCD with taking apart my knives. So these aren't a must, but I'm going to just tell you what I use. First off, I would say if you have any knife that you care about and you want to take it apart correctly, you need to start off by getting some good Torx drivers. These are Wiha. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Wiha Torx drivers. They're hardened steel. They won't twist on you easily. I've had many of the Husky brands and all the other ones, and those will get the job done, but just get you a set of these. This isn't the case it comes in. I put some of the drivers in here. I got several different sets. This is another bigger bit. I got this set, and this is probably my favorite, but this one costs a good bit of money for what it is. It's got all your drivers, and this is my favorite. I love having the little bearing thing right there so you can quickly turn, kind of like the end of that one. But a good set of torque drivers is very important, especially if you don't want to strip the heads on your screws. Some of the company's screws are very soft, and you can easily mar it up to where you can undo it, and things like that. And one quick piece of advice: if you're taking apart a knife and you go to unscrew it and it's resistant at all, don't try to put all the force into it, because you're either gonna break the head on the head of the screw, or you're gonna strip it out. I got this from Nick Shabazz's channel. Just use a hair dryer. That works great. Heat up the pivot area or whatever's not coming loose for you. Heat it up for about 2 minutes or so, and it'll break free pretty easily. All right, and once you got your knife taken apart, some other things I like to use. I don't have it with me, but sometimes if I have to pry something open, I'll take a screwdriver and put a piece of leather in between it and kind of pry it in. This is something else. I get these from Harbor Freight because they're very cheap, microfiber cleaning cloths. You can't ever have enough of these. I use these to wipe down stuff, lay it down so whenever my screws hit things, it doesn't bounce all over the place. It's another great thing to have to clean your knives off with. Once I get the knife apart, I like to drop it in. This is an ultrasonic cleaner. Spade's Knife Work told me to put a 10-to-1 solution with that awesome degreaser. Put that in here, and it cleans the knife awesome. It works so well. You can use it for jewelry, anything pretty much you can fit in there, you can pretty much use it. All right, once you get the knife cleaned off, something else that I like to clean out the pivots with, cotton swabs. You can use this for all kinds of stuff. You can spread lube with it. I like cleaning my pivots out with this. If you could be using nasty chemicals, I recommend using just some nitrile gloves, or they make latex free. They got the powder kind, whatever kind floats your boat. I use these when it's something really nasty. I also keep a flashlight handy. If I need to look down in a knife, make sure everything's lined up once I got it put together. I shine some light in there with a flashlight if need be. If you need to put some thread locker or something to keep your screws from backing out, blue Loctite. Don't ever use the red stuff, that's permanent. This stuff is just enough to keep them in there, and if you need to break it free, it'll come loose. Once I have the knife apart, sometimes if I don't get to put it together right away, put it right back together, I have little bins like this. I think I got it from the dollar store. You see I got a knife taken apart right now and there, so you don't lose all your pieces. Put them in some sort of storage container, put the lid on, and you can store it away, whatever you have to do. I usually take them apart a lot because I'm playing around with them. This is something, if I'm not using ultrasonic cleaner, I use these alcohol prep pads. I think you can get like 1,000 of these for like a couple of bucks. These things work great on wiping your pivot down, getting the oil and grease off. And if alcohol, I use it in these, and I also have alcohol in a spray bottle to spray the whole knife down if need be. If this isn't cutting the grease, acetone works great. I just can't stand the smell of either one of those, so that's why I try to use the ultrasonic cleaner. Um, let's see. Another great thing is once you got the knife together, if you got water and you need to spray some, or you just need to spray your knife out, maybe you don't want to take it apart. You just you need to get inside there. You can spray it out, get all the grunk and grime, or if you need to wash out this area with soap and water or something, you can spray it out. I use this, or if it's a lot of water or something, I'd use my air compressor. But if you don't have an air compressor, this is a great tool to have. If a knife requires a lot of polishing on, if it's not smooth whatsoever, sometimes I use my Dremel to polish the faces of the blade and any of the contact spots. But you got to be very careful doing that because you don't want to mess up the tolerances in the knife. I use a micrometer to make sure I'm not taking off any material to where it'll adjust my tolerances at all. Usually keep a little wood or some kind of soft mallet, if I need to knock a pivot out so I don't mess up the pivot. This won't really mar up the pivot any. And if I'm polishing the washers, this is, to me, I find this to be the best. I put this on a smooth microfiber cloth, and I polish the washers like that. I can get mirror polish washers, very smoothing them out with Flitz polish. This stuff goes a long way. This is the liquid form. They got it in like a paste form. Great stuff. Love this. You can also protect your whole blade like that if you like that. I usually use frog lube or something like that for protecting. This is another thing that was a great investment. This is a Spyderco Sharp Maker. I have the medium fine and ultra fine stones. This is awesome for whenever the strop is not really doing the trick. And I also have the strops right here. If the strop's not doing the trick and the blade just needs honing, this will save you a lot of time on a sharpener, and it'll save the metal from grinding away on a sharpening bench when you don't have to. As long as you don't have any dings or rolls in the edge, you can get your knife back to screaming sharp with this guy. And that's a great investment. And also when I'm sharpening, I pick these up from Harbor Freight. It's a magnification loop set, just to look, if you need to look at your edge really good to see if you have any micro rolling or chipping or anything like that. I use that every once in a while, especially when I'm sharpening on the wicked edge. I tend to do that. Whenever I want to protect my blades from rusting, this is the stuff. I mean, you can use a lot of different stuff. This is just what I have. Stuff works pretty well, and it doesn't smell that bad either. Some of them smell really harsh. This one is food safe too. That's another reason why I use this, because I like to cut food with my knives and stuff like that. That's a safe product to use. Some of them have some very dangerous chemicals in there. I just showed this. This is my strops. This is maintaining your blades. When you're just keeping that sharpness, that's, you're not going to get a dull knife sharp with a strop, but you can keep your knife sharp with the strop. So every time I use my blades at night, I kind of hit them on a strop. This is a double-sided flex strop. This is an excellent strop. This one, as you can see, is a little thicker, the leather, so it's a little softer. And I also love, this is, let's see, strop block from Knives Plus. This one's really awesome too. As you can see, it's completely loaded with compound, and it works amazing too. These both perform completely different, I find, and different knives I use different strops. But you'll have to play that, see which one works best for you. All right, now let's go to lube. I don't have any specific lube I love, but for now, when it requires a grease, I use this. This stuff is okay. Like on my CRK Nkosi, this is what I use because that's what they use is grease. This isn't the same stuff, but it's okay. I'm not going to say it's great or nothing, but it's okay. As far as lubing my everyday knives, this was my only lube of choice was the Nano Lube 10 weight. It's rather viscous, and this would go in most of my pivots. And just recently, Rough Rooster Knife Sharpener. If you don't follow him, go check him out. He turned me on to this stuff. It's Coon P. You can only get this stuff at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and this is some pretty good stuff too. This stuff is very viscous. I have it in a needle applicator, and as you can see, when I'm turning this, it's almost like water in there. And it's this stuff's somewhat like this, but this is a little bit more slipperier than this. This stuff I found works really good on lockbacks, like on the tangs and stuff like that, in the joints. This stuff will get in there, and it stays on there for, so far, pretty good while. So I'm still testing this stuff out. I still love this one. This is still the Nano Lube's still my go-to, but I'm starting to like the Coon P good bit. I have another applicator with Coon P in it too. This one's a little bit bigger. I got this one off of Amazon. I thought it was pretty cool, but the applicator is not as fine as, as this applicator. As you can see, this one's pretty thick. This one will do the job, but when you want to get into the pivot areas, this is what I use. I also got this applicator off of Amazon for like $2 or $3 with a pack of 2. And whenever I need a heavier weight oil, I use this 85 weight nano oil, like on the tangs of my Benchmades and stuff. But I've started trying this Coon P. Works pretty darn good too. This one just tends to stick around a while. I haven't really used this long enough to know that so far. But that's pretty much what I use to maintain my knives. I'd love to see what you guys use, if y'all use something different. I love finding new things, and a lot of these things I've adapted through the years from seeing other YouTubers or other friends trying different stuff. And it's always nice to find an easier method or a better method. I know what I use isn't always the best stuff, but it gets the job done for me. I get good results from sharpening my knives and keeping them maintained. So please let me know in the comments down below what you like to use. Something better. If you like my videos, please subscribe. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Share it if you don't mind. And leave me comments down below if you want to just chat. All right, guys and girls, y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.